For my second research project, I decided to do research on what was accurate for Egyptian history in the Mummy movie, specifically the 1999 one. For the historical figures, Imhotep was portrayed as a high priest, and he was a real priest, but he was also an architect and a physician. And for Anaxamun, she was portrayed as Imhotep's forbidden lover, but she was a real person, but she was actually King Tut's wife. And for Seti I, he was portrayed as a pharaoh Imhotep serves, and he was a pharaoh as well, and he was the second pharaoh of the 19th dynasty. For the architecture and tomb design in the movie, Egyptian tombs are associated with grand architecture, and they showed that in the movie. And tombs did actually have traps and hidden chambers in them, and that was to prevent looting, because the tombs are where they would house the dead. And the hieroglyphs, like on the picture here, they are historically accurate, but they actually can't be read in real time. And one of the characters, Evelyn, in the movie, reads them right off of the wall, but that is not quite accurate. Artifacts and sacred objects. Canopic jars were shown in the movie, and they were used in the mummification process. They were used to store the organs. The Book of the Dead was an actual sacred object, but it was actually a collection of spells meant to guide the deceased through the afterlife. And it was written on papyrus scrolls and placed in the tombs. And it was to protect the dead from the dangers of the underworld. Amulets and jewelry were shown throughout the tombs, and it was a part of the Egyptian burial practices, and they were placed either on or around the mummies to protect them in the afterlife. And the scarab amulet symbolizes regeneration and rebirth. For the mummification practices, they got a couple things correct, like the removal of organs. Like I said, they would put that in the canopic jars, and they would wrap the body in linen as well. The mummification process was sacred and a very respected practice. But for the scarab beetles, they would not actually eat the people. They would be placed in tombs for protection. The belief in curses and spiritual protection in tombs was accurate, besides the supernatural elements of it. For the detailed afterlife, they used spells, amulets, and prayers to guide the dead through the afterlife. And Anubis, the god of mummification in the afterlife, was shown throughout the movie, like for the statues, and so was Horus, the sky god.